This is the Odds Couple Show, College Football Edition, College Football Week 2. I'm Peter Loshak, he's Mike Brenner, and we are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Mike Brenner, we're going to tackle a very interesting game right now. Tennessee.
Wait a minute, you sure this isn't a NASCAR race? Because it is being played at Bristol Speedway, by the way. That's a big factor.
That's right. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. You ready to tackle this game with us? Thanks for being back with us.
I am ready, and look, be gentle on me. It's my first threesome this week.
Okay. Excellent. All right, Joe Duffy. Yes, as Mike mentioned, this is going to be played at a Bristol Speedway. Massive crowd, 150,000 people expected. So that's a factor you have to at least keep in mind. Another factor, maybe more important, is how much Tennessee struggled in Week 1 against Appalachian State, struggled to get by them. Virginia Tech pounded their FCS opponent, but I'm not sure how much we can take from that. Of course, this is the first season, no more Beamer ball for Virginia Tech. No. Right now the line is Tennessee minus 11.5, totals all over the place, 53.5, 54, or 54.5. And I'm thinking that, Virginia Tech's running more of an up-tempo offense now. I think they will be able to put up some points. Both of these teams played relatively low-scoring games in their Week 1 game, so I'm thinking that is serving to keep this total depressed a little bit. I'm liking the over 53.5. Before we hear from Joe Duffy, do you have any picks on this
one? First and foremost, the way you just presented that, and it's talking about NASCAR, you're like Jeff Gordon in the 24 car there. I'm proud of you, Pistol Pete.
Yes.
Yeah, I do have some things real quick to say. Tennessee, we knew, me and you especially, and probably Joe knew, Appalachian State's for real. This isn't just some small school fluke. They should have won that game last week. That's my opinion. But Virginia Tech, here it is. It's not Beamer ball again. Interesting game at Bristol Speedway. I'm dying to hear Joe's breakdown.
Okay, I like the over 53.5. What do you like, Joe?
Well, since we're talking about a game at Bristol Speedway, maybe we should call him Piston Pete. But anyway,
there we go, Piston Pete.
Very nice.
This is a true neutral game. Now, I'm not all that comfortable with the fact that it is in Tennessee's home state, but it is on the border. But it's almost exact equal distance between the two schools. So there is no what I like to call a neutral field advantage, maybe a slight advantage to Tennessee, because it is in their home state. But remember, I'm a big show-me guy. Tennessee is one of these teams that they keep winning games in the preseason publications, but they're not doing it on the field. And they're facing the burden of high expectations, and especially after escaping last week, I think the pressure is much higher on them. Now, look, there's a lot of intangibles in this game as far as neither one of these teams are used to. This is going to be the biggest crowd in history. They're playing, as you said, on an actual converted racetrack. So that means some uncertainty. And uncertainty, I always like taking a big dog there. But I think, both of these teams now, all the eyes are on them. I think that favors Virginia Tech because Tennessee, a lot of people think this is going to be their breakout year. They could be a dark horse to actually win the national championship. And we saw last week what happened with those burden of expectations. I think they're much more likely to get the heebie-jeebies. And look, looking at the game films, a lot of people who are experts on that, they said they were shocked how much Appalachian State controlled the line of scrimmage against Tennessee, and really from beginning to end. So that should really help Virginia Tech. And also I have a nice system here that says teams that had to go to overtime as big favorites in their previous game are only 18-40 against the spread in their next game. So that's a 40-18 angle that favors Virginia Tech. I think this game is going to be very close. Remember, I'm a show-me guy, and Tennessee has accomplished so much more in preseason publications than they have on the field.
Very nice breakdown. Joe Duffy's website is offshoreinsiders.com. So Joe Duffy's liking Virginia Tech plus 11.5. I'm liking the over 53.5. Joe Duffy, what do you think about the over?
It's a little bit tough there. I do think that that's a possibility because, as you said, Virginia Tech is adjusting to a much more wide-open offense. And because of reputation, the total may be a little bit low. It's hard to say if they're playing at the new stadium, the big stadium, if that's going to have any effect the way that they say that, dome games really affect basketball teams for the under. But, yeah, Virginia Tech, I don't think that the odds makers aren't necessarily as quick to catch up to teams like that. I know with Syracuse, with Dino Babers, the line went up. They're way ahead of that, but I do think they may be behind Virginia Tech as far as their fast-paced offense.
All right. What do you think? Any thoughts?
Yeah, that was very interesting. And one thing, Pete, what you brought up was, Virginia Tech, they struggled in the first half against Liberty. Second half is when they figured it out. So something happened in that locker room, but they really did lock down. I think Virginia Tech's going to grow pretty quick as a program, and they are going to move to a more up-tempo offense. On a dark horse, as far as just a lean, I might say Virginia Tech, but anxious to see if Josh Dobbs can step up and be the leader that Tennessee team so badly needs. And he's expected to be that. So All will be revealed. This, for me, though, personally, 10-foot pole.
All right, Joe Duffy's liking Virginia Tech plus 11.5. I will go official with the over 53.5. And Joe Duffy's website again, offshoreinsiders.com. Joe Duffy, thanks so much as always.
Thanks, Joe.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.